I print out a few pages of volume 2 because no one has seen it, no one. So I closed my eyes and I scrolled through the manuscript and I just released my finger off of the mouse and it landed right here. So I brought this for you to read to you today. And interestingly, it feeds right into exactly what we were discussing. You know, I start and I end every chapter with a very compelling quotation that is appropriate to the subject matter. So that's what I did. And this chapter is called Blessings and Curses. And it begins with, "Never to suffer would never to have been blessed." Edgar Allan Poe. One of my favorites. He was a nut job, okay? Yeah, I'm perfectly normal compared to that man.
Yeah, he's got some stories.
Yeah. There were too many blessings to count. Blessings abound when someone knows where to look, and if one is looking everywhere all the time, they will be seen like spirit itself, omnipresent. In spite of their trials and tribulations, there was perpetual lightheartedness, an ethereal spectral wonder about being in the place they truly loved. The children were particularly tolerant of what their mother perceived as a curse. It was the price they paid to have the home they adored, and it was not such a heavy toll most of the time. When escape became necessary, there was always the fair woods, so lovely, dark, and deep. Promises to keep to one another. They protected their mindset by traveling all together to a peaceful pond or a babbling brook. The girls learned early how to count their blessings. As time passed and events transpired, it became more important to notice what was good and pure and true. However, one cannot escape the fact there were horrors to behold. It was during these times when they found comfort and solace with each other, embraced by the loving arms of those who endure the same and understood the fear. It was their saving grace. Strange as it may seem, suffering as one, feeling that pain with and for one another, was a blessing in disguise. They were never alone in the dark. There is something to be said for being surrounded by those who instantly believe, by those who never question if what was seen was real. It preserved and enhanced the bonds which have lasted a lifetime. In spite of what may be perceived as a childhood cursed, they would all beg to differ. They shared a common secret, prayed a common prayer, and worked in common purpose at a farmhouse blessed from within by an uncommon grace and an eternal love. The decades spent steeped in discovery was the ultimate childhood adventure, for better or worse, richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, for as long as they lived, or perhaps even longer. When someone is young and has no sense of how fragile life is, being surrounded by and reminded about death can be a saving grace in its own respect. There is nothing wrong with having a healthy respect for death. It helps a mindful soul become more aware of the intrinsic value of life. Developing an appreciation for both matures a mind, unlocking the gate. It is one of the keys to enlightenment. Once that path is sufficiently illuminated, one is less likely to stumble over an obstacle or take a wrong turn in the dark. Seeing is believing. The eye of the beholder is gifted with a sight too bright to believe at first, found in the shadows of one's peripheral vision. To see the other side of existence is a blessing, not a curse. Bestowed with uncommon knowledge, coveted in silence, kept a perpetual secret for 3 decades after the fact. Part of this process is awakening to the notion that this is not the kind of news one should take to the grave. Having major implications for all mankind, it would be selfish to withhold evidence, a sin of omission. That it happened with purpose and reason is reason enough to assume a significant discovery, compelling information meant to disperse. The world waited patiently for 30 years, not knowing what it had missed. There is merit in telling the truth when it benefits others, no matter the risk to one's reputation. The Perron family had to get past the fear of rejection and a scrutiny that would surely accompany any pronouncement of this nature. As a fate was accepted, so was the responsibility which accompanied it. To bear witness to such events, then to divulge the details in earnest, requires courage. There are elements of this memoir which are quite literally unbelievable, thus requiring a leap of faith. Therein lies the risk, not being believed. There was a time when such rejection seemed a fate worse than death. No more. They overcame their fear of mortals in much the same way they overcame the fear of immortal souls. With the awareness came a willingness to cast doubt aside and share with those who do believe, so they too may find some peace. To live unencumbered, free of the fear of death. To embrace the moment is a holy endeavor. To be in touch with the planet, observing the transition from darkness to light at dawn. To feel the earth spin, to feel its vibration beneath bare feet is a gift. As a variation on a theme, they have put the old Yankee adage to good use: live free or die trying. Ask any of the children what they think about those years. The best decade of my life. What a blessing. Valuable lessons were learned. To live in the moment, unconcerned about the hereafter, is liberating. A lifetime knowing there is something beyond mortal existence is truly a blessing. Who would consider such uncommon knowledge a curse?